You are watching a master at work.
Hi guys, Lupe here from the Lupe Experience. If you ask me what my top 10 favorite fragrances are, you'd find a lot of Tom Ford fragrances in there. Selections, especially from the private blend line, but of course also from the signature blend line. So when we talk about Tom Ford fragrances, we're talking about a house that really knows how to make special fragrances. I look at Tom Ford fragrances as fragrances for people who really like perfume. Today, up for review, we have Tom Ford Noir. Tom Ford Noir was released in 2012. There is no specific gender alignment when it comes to this fragrance. However, from the marketing and the packaging, it seems like it's marketed more towards the masculine side of the gender spectrum. Tom Ford Noir is billed as an aromatic spicy fragrance, but I find it to be more of a woody oriental fragrance along the lines of a Dior Homme Intense, a L'instant Carlin Extreme, a Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. And it's definitely that type of fragrance. The word noir has been used a lot, especially in the Tom Ford line of fragrances. And this alludes to it being a dark, sexy, sort of nighttime fragrance. And that's one thing I love about Tom Ford fragrances. And it's a theme that runs through the Tom Ford brand, going all the way from the clothing to the beauty products to the fragrance products. There is a very heightened level of sensuality and sexuality. There's a darkness and there's a voluptuousness that comes with every single Tom Ford fragrance. Whenever there's a Tom Ford fragrance release, I pay particularly close attention because it really goes in line with what I enjoy in fragrances. Now, what Tom Ford Noir offers is a laundry list of notes, which is very unlike most of the fragrance releases from this house, especially from the private blends range, which tend to be quite simplistic. The top notes pack a lot of punch, a lot of density, and a lot of complexity, but they are very, very well composed. I might not rate it as perfectly balanced because my nose is acute enough to pick out each and every single note from the melody, the melodrama of top notes. However, it comes off beautiful, soft, powdery, vanillic accords. Very warming, very comforting. There's nothing harsh about this scent. If you are the player type, a very smooth, very demure, classy, calm type of person, this fragrance would suit your personality to the T. This sort of fragrance is definitely made for seduction. I can see someone wearing this, really dressed up, nighttime, on a date, very sophisticated environment, and that's what the smell does. You're going to get a lot of violet at the top, which comes off as a white floral. It's powdery, very soft, very fluttery, very billowy. Opoponax is very present. It's a note that I'm very familiar with. It gives it a little bit of a smokiness and an effervescence. I think this is what gives it its aromatic quality, really. And it comes off as, think of a smoky vanilla. Imagine instance, smoke rising, and it's just a creamy, almost vanilla ice cream like accord. Also, cumin plays really well with the civet in this fragrance to give it a sort of animalic, creamy, sweaty kind of accord to it. Now, this might sound interesting and almost unpleasant. Why would I want to smell like sweat? But it gives it sort of a dampness and sort of like it's your skin, but it just smells better. That's what you get from it. So the top notes, incredible, beautiful, very complex, and it's a really, really good melody of notes. Now, as this fragrance lives on your skin, you get more of the earthy, woody base notes. The amber begins to rise. Tom Ford does amber very well. I do not know where they source their amber from, but they have some of the best amber notes and accords on the market, hands down. There's patchouli in this, and there's pepper, and there's cardamom and vetiver, which give it a peppery spiciness to it in the mid. Nothing too harsh and too woody to take away from that soft and smooth demeanor and tenor that this fragrance is supposed to have. The sandalwood in this, which goes along with the theme of softness. You know, sandalwood's a very soft, very creamy type of wood. So through the life of this fragrance, it maintains being a very soft and smooth fragrance. And as it lives on your skin, the violet just rises and rises and rises until it completely dominates. A very long-lasting fragrance. Now, people ask a lot about gender orientation when it comes to fragrance, and my official recommendation is that scents have no gender and anyone can use anything that they think smells good. However, depending on the situation, some people might feel that your scent is a little bit inappropriate and it might be too risky for a guy to wear what most people consider to be feminine in some situations, and it might be quite risky for a female to wear what most people consider masculine in some conditions. For Tom Ford Noir, I think it perfectly straddles the line. Let's not forget that this is a very floral fragrance, backed up by a lot of oriental fragrant spice elements and really soft, tender woods. So it really does straddle that line. I think women will find this more versatile and more appropriate for everyday, every occasion use. And men would find this more appropriate for special occasion, romantic, seductive, red carpet, luxurious occasions. So I would place Tom Ford Noir right down the middle. In terms of a weather alignment orientation for this fragrance, it's powdery, it's heavy, and very dense. This performs wonders in the cold weather, something that a lot of Tom Ford fragrances do. I would definitely not recommend this for really hot, humid conditions. I would never recommend any powdery fragrances for that. Get like really irritating and could really ruin your experience with this fragrance. So use your weapons wisely. This is more of a cool to cold weather fragrance. For occasions, I see Tom Ford Noir as a special occasion type of fragrance, especially if you're a guy. I think it's a scent that can be worn by both men and women, as I've mentioned. But if you're a guy, I think it kind of limits your versatility, if I may, for this fragrance. It will work perfectly on dates, to special events, red carpet events, anything that you have to dress up for, anything that you have to look your best for. You want to pull out Tom Ford Noir for. Now, my favorite thing, after much testing and much debate over fragrance, is how I actually rate its performance, its composition, and we get the final valuation on how much the company's offering you for the money you're going to spend on this fragrance. It's a very beautiful scent, and it has depth, quality, uniqueness enough to get you positive attention. This reminds me very much of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male. Not in terms of smell, but in terms of vibe and in terms of what it does, in terms of getting very positive attention from other people. For projection and for longevity, this is off the charts. The volume on this one has been turned up to 10, and it's to the max. It's very loud and lasts a very long time. We're talking about a fragrance that's approaching and sometimes breaking the 10-hour range. For sillage, and when we talk about sillage, we're talking about the scent cloud. It has a very thick, very luxurious scent cloud. Be very careful. This is one that you do not want to spray too much of. Just a couple of sprays and you're good to go for a very, very long time. This is also a versatile fragrance, but as I've talked about when we talked about the gender orientation, for women, this is infinitely more versatile, signature scent worthy. I feel for men, this would be a special weapon, a secret weapon for special occasions and when you're really trying to accomplish some sort of sexy mission, if I might. For uniqueness, definitely a very unique fragrance. I haven't smelled anything that reminds me exactly of this. There are fragrances along this line, very powdery, very soft, very seductive and sweet, but nothing that smells exactly like Tom Ford Noir, and for that I really appreciate this fragrance. I want to smell like me. I do not want to walk into a room and have other people smelling just the way I smell. And Tom Ford Noir offers you that sort of exclusivity that a scent, a fragrance should give you, your own signature. Tom Ford Noir comes with my highest recommendation. Go sniff this one out. The Tom Ford house doesn't disappoint. Definitely one of my favorite fragrance brands in the entire industry. Always trend-setting, always one step ahead of the pack. And I think Tom Ford Noir is a worthy addition to anyone's fragrance collection. If you're a female and you've seen the marketing for this and it looks a little bit brutish and a little bit masculine, please go out and sniff this one for yourself. You will not be disappointed. If you're a man and you're looking for something a little bit different from your everyday versatile signature scent or your sporty warm weather scent, if you're looking for something for a special occasion, something for a special date or a red carpet event, you should definitely look towards Tom Ford Noir. It ranks up there with, you know, all the crowd pleasers such as Le Male, Dior Homme Intense, L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme. Very powdery, very soft, very sophisticated fragrance. The Tom Ford house does noir style fragrances to the max, and this one gets the highest recommendations from me. Go sniff this one out.